Hey guys, what's up? It's D-Murph, and I am coming at you live and unprepared, doing a really quick video on my phone of an awesome recipe. This is what I make whenever there's leftover like beef juice and all of that. And I thought I would try to make a fast production video that, I'm not trying to make the house as quiet as possible. I haven't really worked on my appearance or anything like that. Coming to you guys raw and uncensored during COVID-19 to show you one of my favorite recipes. And it's really easy to make, like after you make chuck roast or anything like that with a good amount of beef drippings, you can make some amazing mushroom beef soup. Check it out. So you'll need a pot about medium size. There we go. Kind of hot. We're going to do some sauteing. Some olive oil in there. Yum. Of course. Add some sliced up onion. I don't use a lot of onion because we're doing this for flavor, not really texture or anything like that. And the star of the show. So you can get like fancy mushrooms. I usually go with a baby bella or a white mushroom sliced to save time. Just pop those guys in there. My beef broth usually has some saltiness in it because you guys know I'm crazy about flavor. So just adding a little bit of garlic salt. And of course pepper. It's supposed to be nice and robust. There we go. Don't be shy. And a good opportunity to add some rosemary. So this is crushed rosemary. Doesn't matter if you're using crushed or regular size. There you go. Oh man, you hear that sizzle? And I give it a nice stir. You want your spices to get on the bottom there and your seasonings so that the flavor will get into the oil. There we go. Very good. It's already getting a nice smell. A smell like it's me excited. And then you just cover it up with a lid and let it do its thing for a little while. I have it on, it's a little bit above medium, maybe medium highish, so I'm going to bring it down to medium. A little bit below, so it doesn't overcook. While I'm waiting for this to do its thing, I'm going to slice up the beef a little bit. Don't forget to stir. While you're waiting for this to soften up a little bit, it's a good time to open a nice tasty ginger beer. Spicy soda, and it's non-alcoholic, so you can have as many as you want and the wife won't get mad at you. Cheers. Stir some more. It's starting to get soft. It's really what you're going for, is you want to soften up these mushrooms a bit. So I like what I'm seeing here. I'm going to let it cook a little bit hotter, maybe medium-high, so we burn off some of that liquid. See all this liquid that's come out of the mushrooms? So we'll want that to simmer a little bit. So tasty! And don't put that in with the mushrooms. Yeah, nice stir every now and then. Spread that liquid around so it'll simmer faster. Now simmer down, y'all. So when you're stirring, you're looking for when the liquid becomes thick and almost begins to disappear, because that'll let you know you're close to being done. And as you see, there's not much liquid in here anymore, and if I stop and you see the bubbles, some of the bubbles even look a little sticky. So it's a good time to add the beef. This right here is leftover chuck roast. That's where I got the beef juice from. I just sliced it up into bite-sized bits. And you can see there's still some fat on there. And when you add it to the pot, it's a little secret here. I don't know how secret it is, but something that I intentionally did and really enjoyed. So you add the beef juice. This is all my leftover juice. Oh yeah. And there's seasonings and larger pieces of beef that kind of soak to the bottom. And drop that in there too, get as much flavor as possible. So now that I have liquid everywhere and the beef in there. The secret is you let this get pretty hot for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, something like that, and it'll begin to melt down the fat in between the beef, making it even more tender. So if you thought that chuck roast was good the other day, just get ready. So now that I've stirred that up nicely, I'm just going to let it sit here on medium high until it begins to simmer a bit. I stir pretty frequently so the heat doesn't just stay on the bottom. Alright, now that we got it nice and boiling, I'll turn it down a bit so it's more of a simmer. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Telling you guys, this stuff gets me excited. Mix it up. There's one last final ingredient to finish off mushroom beef stew. I just pour some creamer in there. Because I originally developed this trying to make like a mushroom soup. And so you want that nice creamy look to it. But then I just found a way to make it better. Stir that up. And I pour in the cream based on the color I'm getting. And I kind of like this. I might just add a little more. What I'm going for is when you can see the items, like the mushrooms and stuff, pretty well. Like the color gives them contrast. This is super close, so I'm probably just going to add just a little bit more. There we go. And it's a little tough because all the fat's on the top, so it makes it a little bit hard to see what your color really is. But I think that's good. See, that just get rid of that fat. It's like yellow or whatever. It's not mixing. But yeah, you bring it up. Looks fantastic. Okay, so that is pretty much everything. You just get it to a simmer and let it cook for 2 minutes, and you're ready to serve. So it'll be simmering, and set the alarm for 2 minutes. So if you want to carve or something on the bottom, I usually do. You can use chips, corn chips, and this is some leftover rice. And it's cold and directly from the fridge, but the great thing about this recipe is it don't matter if it's cold because this stuff is so hot. You can just put it right on top of some cold rice, and you actually have to wait a little while, and then it'll come right up to temp. You will not be having a chili dinner, let me tell you. Oh, it smells so good. It's like hearty beef, mushroomy goodness, and you have this nice, really deep flavor from the broth and the seasonings and everything. And if you guys want to see how I do, pot roast or a brisket, go ahead and check out my other videos. I'll put some at the end of this. But there you go. That's pretty much all there is to it. You can add some Parmesan cheese on top if you're feeling naughty. But this right here is what I love to do with leftover beef and leftover beef drippings. Boom. Stay hungry, my friends. You guys may come in. I'm all done.